Shin's Journey Beyond Mountains. Long ago, in a small house in a tiny village, there lived a boy named Shin with his mother. Shin didn't have a father. He grew up under his mother's loving care, helping her every day. As Shin got older, he often had trouble with his friends.
I hate this.
He would say when he came home from school.
What's wrong?
His mother would ask, but Shin would just go to his room and not talk to her. One day, while helping his mother as usual, Shin said,
Mom, I'm not getting along with my friends lately. What do you think Dad would say to me?
His mother looked at Shin's face as he worked quietly.
Shin,
Why don't I have a dad?
Shin stopped working and looked straight at her.
you're not getting along with your friends. And now, you're old enough to worry about yourself too.
His mother also stopped working and looked into Shin's innocent eyes.
Well, your father was a brave and curious man. When he was young, he tried to leave this village, cross those mountains, and visit the unknown city on the other side. People said it was a completely different place, with people who looked different and spoke a different language. But these were just rumors, and no one had ever seen the city with their own eyes. You see, those mountains are very dangerous. And your father never came back.
Shin listened carefully to his mother's first story about his father.
Why? Why did Dad try to cross the mountains even though he knew it was dangerous?
It's simple, Shin. He loved adventure very much. I think he just wanted to see a world he didn't know yet.
That night, Shin's heart kept beating fast as he looked at the shining moon from his bed. The next day, Shin came home from school crying again.
Shin!
Shin ran to his room quickly so his mother wouldn't see him. He slammed the door shut, hearing his mother's voice from downstairs asking,
What happened?
Lying on his bed, looking at the moon outside the window, Shin spent the whole night thinking about all his friends he couldn't get along with. The next morning, Shin gathered his courage and decided to go on a journey alone, to see the world beyond the mountains, just like his father.
Mom, I'm going to cross those mountains. I want to see the world on the other side with my own eyes. And I promise I'll come back safely.
He looked straight into his mother's eyes. Shin's mother's eyes filled with tears.
Shin, I've been quiet until now because I thought you might say this. I don't want to lose you too.
I'm tired of worrying and making you worry about me every day. I don't want to live like that anymore. Please, let me go.
Oh, your eyes right now look just like your father's.
the day of goodbye came.
Shin, can you really come back safely?
Come back right away if it gets too hard.
I feel like this will help me understand myself better.
With the villager's words at his back, Shin waved goodbye and started walking. During his long and dangerous journey over the mountains, Shin faced many dangers and felt very lonely. But he kept going, not wanting to return to his old troubled days. Sometimes he thought he could even see his father's back, walking ahead of him. After many hardships, Shin finally reached the faraway land. But he was so tired that he collapsed in the grass as soon as he entered the new town. When he woke up, Shin was surrounded by the townspeople. They looked at him curiously, but welcomed him warmly, wanting to help the boy who had come so far over the dangerous mountains. He decided to stay there for a while. However, the language and culture were completely different. Shin was very confused. He helped with farming, taught children how to play, and slowly got used to life in the new land. He spent his days laughing with the townspeople, but there were still many misunderstandings because of language and custom differences, which made Shin struggle. One day, while Shin was helping take care of the livestock, a townsperson shouted at him.
What are you doing? Are you trying to ruin the cows?
In Shin's village, they didn't have livestock, so he was hurting the cows by doing the work wrong.
If you can't even do this right, get out.
Some townspeople tried to drive Shin away because he often made such mistakes.
Wait a minute. We must not have explained it well.
But others would stop them and teach Shin the right way to do things. With the support of these kind townspeople, Shin was able to overcome the challenges from misunderstandings. But soon after, the river that flowed through the town flooded. The town was badly damaged. Hearing the townspeople's cries, Shin bravely helped rescue people. Everyone in the town was safely evacuated, and they thanked him.
You saved our lives.
Thank you so much.
As time passed, he gained a deeper understanding of the different cultures and had a chance to look at himself in a new way. One day, Shin asked,
Everyone, what do you think happiness is?
The townspeople thought for a while before answering.
Maybe money and status?
No, it's not just that. Surely, happiness comes from understanding yourself and valuing your bonds with others.
The townspeople nodded, seeming impressed by the young man's words. Finally, Shin promised the townspeople he would visit again someday and returned to his own village. His mother hugged him tightly, crying big tears.
Mom, I'm different from Dad.
Shin said, smiling and shivering with joy at being back in his own village and reunited with his mother. As his mother held him, still sobbing, Shin told her about his journey. His mother, still teary-eyed, said,
You've come to understand yourself well and found true happiness. I think you can live happily now.
A smile spread across his mother's face. Shin began to live peaceful days in the village. He introduced livestock and patiently taught others how to care. The village gradually became richer. Through his courage and persistence, Shin understood that he was different from others. His experience of being accepted by people from a different culture helped him feel happy from within.
I want to visit that town someday too.
Let's think of a safe way to go together.
His bonds with the friends he once couldn't get along with deepened.
It seems quite difficult.
Worrying is a painful process, but it's necessary and good.
Led by Shin, the villagers began to support each other in their daily lives. Shin had learned the true meaning of happiness. The young man's peaceful smile, surrounded by the villagers, showed his happy days. The moon still shined brightly in the night sky.